I keep getting a lot of texts, a lot of emails, a lot of questions from my friends all over the place wanting to know, why hasn't CNN yet projected a winner?
You and me both, Wolf. I mean, here is the reality. We're now 72 hours after the polls closed in Pennsylvania. And you look at the board and you see that Joe Biden has a lead now of 19,491 votes. And you've spent the last 3 days watching Donald Trump's huge lead from the Election Day vote shrink each hour until Joe Biden actually overtook the lead today as more and more mail vote came in. And we keep explaining that our expectation is that lead is going to continue to grow for Joe Biden from everything we see. Every batch of votes that come in, we see him able to sort of pad that lead. So you're thinking, well, why can't you call this yet? And the answer is pretty simple. We have a room full of statistics experts, data scientists, who dig into the numbers every time new votes come in and do their calculations to get to an extraordinarily high level of certainty that if we make a projection, it is because we are so completely certain that the number 2 candidate in the race, Donald Trump now in Pennsylvania, cannot overtake the number 1 candidate in the race when every single last vote is reported. That is what we're looking for, is that high level of certainty. So you're saying, well, is there a magic number that gets you there? No, we need to know a little bit more about the outstanding vote. We know there's about 100,000 or so outstanding vote-by-mail ballots still to be counted. We know that there are 100,000 provisional ballots, and we need to learn a little bit more about them. We need to see a little bit more about how those votes from specific areas continue to split so that we can actually get to that extraordinarily high level of confidence that we are going to be accurate, and that is the driving force for any projection. And that's why Pennsylvania, even with this lead that you see right now for Joe Biden, remains uncalled.
You know, it's a very important point, David. And John King, you and I have covered a lot of these presidential contests over the years. When you make a projection, you got to be really, really certain it's not going to change.
You have to do it in any event, because credibility is everything, especially in this times when you have the President of the United States himself challenging what's happening. Other people have a stake in this, through your own political stakes. And especially, again, anyway, you should have basic standards. The rules are the rules, no matter what. In this case, calling that state would make Joe Biden the president-elect of the United States. And so you take extra care. But the basic rules should always apply. That's why you have them. You wouldn't have them in the first place if you didn't need them. Let's start out west. Let's start in Nevada. We're waiting for votes out here. Joe Biden, 22,657 ahead. You see how competitive Nevada is. Hillary Clinton won it last time. Joe Biden is leading. The Democrats are confident they'll keep it. They're waiting. The bulk of the votes are down here, Clark County, near Las Vegas, but 22,657. At daybreak, that was 11,438. So again, the build, it has been a Biden build. A modest lead as we still count votes, but the Biden campaign believes soon enough, but they're counting slowly there, they will get that. That one could stretch on a little bit longer. Let's bring up Arizona right now. And you see here again, 38,835. This has been the anomaly, if you will. Anomaly meaning in Nevada, the Biden lead has grown. In Georgia, the Biden lead has grown. In Pennsylvania, the Biden lead has grown today. In Arizona, it is down. It was 47,000 at 9 a.m. in the East Coast. You see right now, 36,835. So the Biden campaign is still confident they will hold this. They believe more votes will come in later from Maricopa County, largest county in the state, in Phoenix. The president's running pretty competitive here, and worth remembering, sometimes you see this blue, that's good for Joe Biden. He has this county, the biggest county in the state, in his column, but it's close. President Trump narrowly carried Maricopa County 4 years ago. So there are plenty of Republicans in Maricopa County, but the Senate race in Arizona went for the Democrat, Mark Kelly defeating a Republican incumbent. So that's another one of the reasons the Biden campaign is confident in the end, when we get a few more votes, that they'll be able to hold on to Arizona. Now we move to the east. And by the way, Pennsylvania could be decisive, and it may come before, but Nevada and Arizona would get Joe Biden to the finish line if we had a longer count still in Pennsylvania. I'll get there 1 second. Let's just go to Georgia first. 4,000 votes now. Some smaller counties have come in the last couple minutes. The Biden lead, though, was 1,097 today. It's gone a little bit above where it is right now, trickled down a little bit, but the end result, the full day trajectory, is a 4,000 vote lead for Joe Biden. It's remarkable, right? 2.4 million, remarkable. 4,000 votes in an incredibly competitive state. This one will go to a recount. We're still waiting on some military ballots here, but it would be a major flip. If this holds, it would be a major flip for Joe Biden. No Democrat since Bill Clinton back in the 1990s, a generation ago, has carried Georgia in a presidential election. So that would be a major deal. And again, the President of the United States must win Georgia, must win Pennsylvania to get to 270 electoral votes and victory. And so let's go to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The largest prize still on the board, 20 electoral votes. You see how close it is, 49.5 to 49.2, just shy of 20,000 votes, 19,491. And again, at 9 a.m. this morning, the vice president's lead, Joe Biden's lead, was 5,500, 5,587 votes. So throughout the day, as they have counted mail-in ballots, Joe Biden's lead has increased even just in the last couple of hours. It has trickled up some as well, and we're still waiting. We're waiting for some final votes. I think last time I heard about 100,000, a little more than that still out. A bulk of them are here. Allegheny County, a place where Joe Biden has been racking it up pretty impressively. They're counting votes now. Bryant was there earlier when we got some, and that padded Biden's lead a little bit here, and more of them are over here. You see Philadelphia. Philadelphia is very close, up to 95%. Whenever we get votes from Philadelphia, you see what's happening. He's getting 81% of the vote overall. The mail-in ballots have been higher. And as Pam Brown told us last hour, we're still waiting for some votes in the suburb here. Bucks County's almost done. Montgomery County has some more votes to count. And again, Joe Biden winning more than 6 in 10 votes here. But when the mail-in ballots come in, it's higher than that because the mail-in ballots are disproportionately Democratic. So we're waiting. Chester County, Delaware County. Again, if you weren't familiar with this geography, by the time we're done today or tomorrow, and as we analyze the election after we're done, I just moved the state a little bit too far there. This is where it matters most. Philadelphia and the collar around it. That's where most of the votes are, the population centers in the state. You see a lot of red out there. Those are smaller, more rural counties. President Trump runs it up out there. But Joe Biden has done what the Democrats needed to do, mounting impressive totals here, winning back Erie County. Donald Trump won that before, running it up in Allegheny County again. Almost 20,000 votes. As David Challian just explained the process, the trajectory is clear. Many people believe it's inevitable. We need to count a few more votes before we're comfortable.
And in any contest like this, when it's so close, it gets down to taking a look at the provisional ballots, the military ballots coming in from around the world, the Americans living abroad, the expats around the world, and the mail-in ballots. You got to look at all of that, and it gets a little complicated at the end, but you got to count every vote.
Right, and you want to look at the history. And remember, President Trump did carry this state 4 years ago. There's no question the president has very substantial support. And again, this is a fascinating case study. He's an incumbent. So you're running against an incumbent. You think, I need to take some of his votes away from last time, right? He won last time. Therefore, a Democrat's path to victory would be to take votes away from Trump. This would be a key battleground for that. A traditionally Democratic state in presidential politics going back to the 90s. But look what happened. 2.97 million for Donald Trump, 2.92 million for Hillary Clinton. President Trump got more votes. He got more votes in Pennsylvania this time than last time, 3.3 million. But Joe Biden just has more. Democrats turned out their votes. The president and the two completely contrasting styles. Joe Biden campaigned safely. He had smaller events, the so-called drive-in rallies. He kept social distancing. He urged voters to vote by mail. That's why these votes are coming in late. He urged Democrats, vote by mail, stay safe, don't get in line at a polling place in the middle of a pandemic. Donald Trump had rallies across this state. This is one of, as I study all this all the time, this is what I call one of the Trump super counties. He has a rally here, and look what it does. It gins up his support. He turns them out. That's great for him, right? That's what you want to do. I know a lot of Democrats watching don't like the president. If we learned anything from the president in the final days of the campaign, it's he is very effective at turning out his people. Turnout in this election was up. The president received more votes than he did 4 years ago. It's just in this case, especially in the nationwide, yes, I'll show you the totals in a minute, but including here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Democrats, very impressive job turning out their votes. And again, Democrats mostly voted by mail. That's why Biden's lead is growing, because those are the ballots they're counting as we head into Friday night after a Tuesday election. And just to button up the point, Wolf, 74.2 million votes, a 4.12 million lead in the national vote over Donald Trump. That's not how we pick a president. We do it state by state, get to 270 electoral votes, but that's impressive. Joe Biden has more votes for an American presidential candidate than anyone in history. And guess what? Donald Trump has the second highest number. He's now above 70 million votes.